Hi team, my name is Dave Littili, aka the Mighty Brown Butterbean, and I'm the founder of a motivational group called BBM Motivation. Today I wanted to talk to you about mental health, but there is Mental Health Week that's coming up, but for me mental health is an everyday thing, it's an everyday battle. It's something that I myself, I've battled with constantly, and I've had a couple of moments in my life where I've really had to fight my way back up and lift myself off the gutter to get to where I am today. So I want to talk to you about a couple of those moments and really talk about how I managed to get here. And the first was a time in my life, it was a really tough time. My father was back in prison for cultivating marijuana. He was also, when I was 5, he was sent away for 10 years. He was the president of the Auckland chapter of the Mongol mob, and he's a bank robber and got caught for one of those jobs. But at 5, I didn't get it. At 21, I fully understood the repercussions of my father's actions, and I was so angry with the world. And everything culminated one night when I came home, and I was really drunk after a party, and I went into the kitchen. I opened the drawer and I pulled out a steak knife and I put it into my chest. And I remember I woke up in hospital, my mum's there crying, and I just felt, really sorry for my mum, and they brought my father in with 2 prison guards. I didn't want to see him. I ended up getting out of hospital, and I remember this moment where I was sitting on the doorstep of the tinny house that I was living in, and I was just staring at the sky thinking, man, surely this isn't it. Surely my life's meant for more. And it was meant for more. I knew it wasn't meant for doing the stuff that I was, the way that I was living. But I didn't stay down, and that's why I really want to encourage everyone watching this to never dwell at the bottom. I got up and I worked my butt off, and I ended up, being very successful, playing league all around the world. And I played league in France, played rugby in Singapore, played league in Australia, ended up owning a number of businesses in Australia and being very successful. Acquired a lot of material things which I thought was success, which, if you're following that story, coming from gangs, having nothing and then having it all again, you think that's the happy ending, but unfortunately for me, it wasn't, and life still had some lessons that it wanted to teach me. And I went through a really tough time when I lost it all. So I made some really bad decisions in business, and, as you all know, in business, you're only a few bad decisions away from losing it all, and I lost everything. And I just, at that point in my life, I was still thinking that material things amounted to success, which I know now it doesn't, but back then I just wanted to continue to give my kids everything that I didn't have, and it's all the material things, And all it ended up doing was taking me away from my children, just like it took my father away from us, just like it took my uncle away from his kids. My uncle was also a Mongol mob member and a bank robber. And they were always driven to give us material things, We had a warehouse full of cars, really flash cars, American cars, Lincolns, Cadillacs, Range Rovers. But I always think back now is, what's the point of all those material things that they thought we wanted? When my cousin hung herself in that very warehouse, it was, we had the material things, but we didn't have them. We didn't have their time. So that's one real valuable lesson that I learned, is that my children, our children, just need us, and us being the best version of ourselves. Unfortunately, I had to learn that the hard way. I went into a life of crime because I was driven to give my kids material things. And again, it took me away. And back in 2014, I was robbed at gunpoint. And I'd hit absolute rock bottom. I was in a dark room by myself, just thinking, man, I was actually thinking of retribution. What am I going to do to this person who I think done this to me? But thank goodness I didn't. And I moved back here in 2014 with not 1 cent in my pocket, staying at my sister's house on a bed I couldn't fit on, thinking, damn, how did I stuff this up so badly? I'd lost the material things, but more importantly, I didn't have my kids anymore. And that hurt me so bad. But what I did was I used that that want to have my children back, that was my motivation, and I call it my why. That was my purpose, to have my kids back, to prove that I can get them back and be a better dad and be the best example and the best version of myself for them. I worked, I got up and I went for a walk, and that's all I did. And I want to really encourage everyone out there, if you are going through some tough times, exercise is such a great form of therapy. While you're walking and while you're exercising, you're not thinking about anything else. All you're thinking about is getting up that hill. You're not thinking about how crap your life is, or you're not thinking about lockdowns, you're not thinking about paying bills or school or anything. You're just thinking about finishing that set. So I really want to encourage you to do that. I exercised, I worked, I had my kids back, and now I'm literally helping tens of thousands of people. So the moral of that story is never give up, continue to get up. The 4 points that I always, that I live by, and it's the pillars of BBM, is to start. Don't overthink it. The second thing is, once you start, stay consistent. This journey in life is so hard, and you will get knocked down, and you will get doors closed on you. You will get people saying no, but you just got to keep getting up. Every time you're knocked down, keep getting up. Success is just over there. It's just around the corner. But how would you know if you keep giving up? The third thing is making sure that you're around good people. Surround yourself with positive people that only want the best for you. If you surround yourself with 5 idiots, that makes you the 6th. So don't be that. Surround yourself with 5 successful people, and you will be the 6th successful person if you continue to work hard. And the last point is something I believe in so much, is tattooed on my back, and it's no excuses. Don't ever let excuses get in your way. The way that you can truly live by that mantra of no excuses is by having a very strong why and a very strong purpose. So everyone, after this video, I want you to go home. I want you to write down a list of some really meaningful things to you. From that list, try choose one. Put that one thing everywhere in your house, on your fridge, on the roof of your bedroom, that first wall you look at. Laminate it, put it in the shower so that you can, whenever life is getting tough, whenever you're thinking of giving up, you can stare at that why and understand why you must keep going. I really hope this helps. I encourage you to keep going, keep getting up, never give up, stay consistent, surround yourself with good people, and never ever let excuses get in your way. No excuses.